Hey there, Tenno. I'm Shadow Scythe, and today we're going to get locked and loaded when we take a look at my build for Octavia.
Well put together, operator.
Now
Get out there and
the thing is, with Octavia, there's a lot of controversy amongst the community. Some people find her really fun like I do. Other people find her a little boring. I'm not going to do that shit. Fuck it. Why don't I just do the alert from Maru? But really, and then other people just find her incredibly lackluster, or rather squishy. Which Octavia is very squishy. All of her survivability comes from keeping her powers up and being mindful of your duration. Which, after we get through the mission, I will show you the build that I use. But I will let you guys see the overall effectiveness of it firsthand before we do that.
Hey, welcome. Lucky for you. I've got a
Yes, Maru, I'm ready. I don't actually care
Let's go.
about half the stuff you have to say. Do. Okay, I can skip this.
Here we go.
Oh, it's in the void
Attention,
too.
please.
Awesome. I wasn't even paying attention. First power. Second power. We're gonna keep moving. Let my energy charge up because of energy siphon. Oh, that's right. That's the regular fire mode. I don't need to show you guys her fourth power. That one can kind of be, that one's pretty much a given. Which, if you guys watched the Warframe profile, you know her fourth ability is affected by power, range, strength, and duration. A long ass elevator shaft. This is getting to be. Whoa! No. But here, I'll just increase the range. But the whole reason as to why I'm even doing a video on this in the first place is I figured you guys would want to see the build that I use for her. Especially since a few days ago, my friend and clanmate and occasional co-host Lord Calyx asked me what my build was because he was tired of constantly dying every time he tried to use Octavia.
Don't look now, tin stuff. There's an eye of tin nearby.
Yes, we're well aware of that, Maru.
You've got it.
And I
Bring it
figured
home.
that if he wanted to see it, just to kind of have a little bit more survivability, then maybe you guys would too. Anyway, let me get the hell out of here. Combustion beam for the win. I didn't even have to worry about the lasers. Bad heavy gunner. Ow. There we go. Sometimes I can get that while moving, other times I can't. And I know I didn't really do the power justice in my on-the-spot review of her, just because of the fact that, I couldn't figure out how to get like half the freaking combos because I couldn't time myself to the beat that I had made. Anyway, that's all said and done now. So now that you guys actually got to see the build in action, let me go ahead and get out of these loading screens, and then I will show you the overall build. Alright, equipment, arsenal. Now, before I show you guys this, do keep in mind that this build is going to require you to actually put some time into her, because it required 4 Forma as well as an Elixir adapter. But as you can see, my energy, health, shield rates are all up, as opposed to her base values, as well as my duration, efficiency, range, and strength are all up, so this is a little bit of a rainbow build, so to speak. But here is the overall build. Vitality and primed vigor for your for your base survivability. So you're gonna need to Forma her. Whenever you do Forma her, you're gonna have to put 2 Ds in for that. Because if I remember correctly, she only comes with a V polarity either here, or it might have even been a dash. No, you know what? Actually, she came with 2 polarities innately, so I put 1 of those in. Or so I put 4 more in. I believe she came with a V and a dash. I don't actually remember right off the top of my head. But obviously, if you don't have the 400-day login reward of primed vigor, you can sub that out for the regular one, like I was for the longest time, or even use redirection just to have a higher shield pool. That's completely up to you based on the mods you have at your disposal. I am using Streamline for just a little bit of power efficiency, so that her powers don't cost as much. Intensify and Power Drift are the only mods that I'm using to increase her power strength, because as you know, with her first ability, Mallet, it absorbs a portion of the damage that enemies do to it and redirects it back at them, and it is then amplified whenever you use Amp. So these two are more than enough, because Amp also gets stronger based on the sound level of the environment. So when you have those all working in a very decent combo, then this extra 45% power strength you get from these 2 mods is all that you need. Now, in retrospect, if you want a little bit more range over the power strength, you can use Cunning Drift, which is the power range and slide mod. But honestly, I find Power Drift is a little bit more effective. But Cunning Drift might suit your playstyle. Now, Stretch is the only mod that I'm using to increase my power range, because that is about all that you really need. Then I am using Constitution and Primed Continuity for my power duration. I am not using Narrow-Minded because that would sacrifice power range, and power range is something that you really want to have on Octavia. And then I have Primed Flow, which you can use the base flow if you don't have that. Same thing with Continuity. However, if you're using Continuity in place of Primed Continuity, you won't have the same power duration that I do. And with Prime Flow, you won't have the same energy pool. Now, do note that all 3 of the Prime mods that I'm using are not maxed. So I actually have room for an additional 10% power duration on here, as well as an additional, I believe it's 10% health and shields. Primed Flow is my only Prime mod that I do have maxed. But this is... all in all, this is the build that I use, this is the build that I have fun with, and this is the build that has worked out to suit my playstyle. Now, if you're not sure how to play her, and you want to give this build a try, go for it. And if it doesn't suit you, it may serve as a basis for a build that does. All in all, it all depends on how you guys want to play her. So that's really just food for thought. But thank you for tuning into my videos, guys. Thank you for the continued support. As always, it is greatly appreciated to see those sub numbers going up. And for those of you that have possibly directed a friend towards me, thank you for that. That support is always welcome. It is always appreciated. And honestly, because I know we'll get there at some point, and I know there's a lot of other people, or a lot of other YouTubers that have kind of done this every once in a while as like a milestone goal or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and say this now, but if we manage to get up to 100 subs, I'll do a face reveal. I don't know whether you guys would want to see that or not. I'm just going to set that as a sub goal. So if we actually bang that out here like soon, then the sooner you guys get to see this ugly mug of mine. If not, then when we get there, we get there. But as always, thank you for the continued support. If you liked this video for whatever reason, hit that like button and subscribe. If you didn't, there's other segments on my channel that I'm sure you guys will like one of them. You can follow me on player.me or Twitter to keep up to date with anything related to videos or anything outside of the regular uploads. And before I move on from there, I am going to say this. As of this point, I'm going to have like a set schedule for my video uploads. And those set days will be Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday. If I do anything on Monday, Thursday, or Saturday, it's going to be because of an event, or like new content, or a potential bug fix, so that I can show you guys something that we discovered was broken. If you'd like to support the channel and its endeavors, you can check me out on player.me. There's a link for that in the description box below, as well as on my channel page. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.